Good morning. How's everybody doing? We're switching it up again. Now, first off, when you've seen the title of the video, let's be honest. You clicked on it to judge me based on how I see judgment. Got you, didn't I? That's good. It's good to have a concept of something and then challenge it. I think it's good. Remember, this is my philosophy page. This is my opinion on how I view it. So if you disagree with it, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm all about it. And I love having how I view things changed based on new facts. So, new facts are always appreciated. Hate, well, it's okay. We need you too. So, this word judgment, the other word that goes with it's understanding. Because if you judge something without understanding it, you're a liar. Very bold statement to start with, isn't it? But it's true. I'd love to see the flaws in the logic here. If you judge something based on your understanding of it, but there was more to understand, and even if through no fault of your own, you couldn't understand all of it, you still arrogantly thought that you could judge it. Isn't that weird? That we have the process down, the power of God Himself to judge others, but none of the thought process that goes with it. And some people do. That's how come understanding and judgment go together, in my own personal, humble view. This idea of judging something, I think it's a great superpower. But it's the way that most people use it that I find very one sided. So we're talking about it. We're just going to go into it, and have us a little conversation about this. So, what's judgment to you? What's judgment to you? Well, the way I view judgment as it's presented, or was originally presented to me, is judgment was something that was God's, and God would judge you, right? That's where we always first hear it. Not that our peers won't like us. Most parents don't ever prepare their children properly, in my opinion, but just that God will judge you if you act bad. Or maybe you didn't have God fearing parents. And so a whooping would judge you if you acted bad. But there was some form of judgment upon you based on your actions. And judgment was always negative. The only time the judgment was spoken about in a positive light was if you got a judgment in your favor in a court of law. And so, in establishing this cornerstone, on they went with vocabulary, leaving it just as it was. But you could also change judgment to discernment. I said it wrong. I apologize. And that's based on understanding as well, right? It's weird how understanding the world around you makes this concept either a positive or a negative. You go, what are you rambling about? Check this out. If you judge somebody and you don't understand what's going on, but you made a judgment call, where'd your judgment come from? It's not that you believe that way. I don't have a problem with how you believe or think. I'm just curious how you learned about judgment, how you learned to do the action, which is judgment. I want to understand. Now, personally, from my own views, I think it was taught to you. just like a bunch of other concepts. The form of judging someone else, well, that fear of being judged sure causes a lot of people to act outside of their normal human being behaviors, doesn't it? So it's weird that we have this word where it's taken as a negative, and because it's only taken as a negative, it then can be used to fearmonger. It's really weird, isn't it? See how we just shifted from first gear to second gear? I know most of you don't know how to drive a stick shift. That's okay. I'm going to teach you today how to drive this stick shift called judgment. I think it's got 5 gears to it. And the first step is the first gear, you're just barely moving along. You're just judging everything and everybody around you. Let's not talk about the fact that probably those things you really don't like about other people, they're inside of you as a human being. You go, no, well, you're in the first stage of judgment, and I disagree with you completely because I already called you a liar for saying you understood a situation you did not. And even if you don't like that I called you out, you sure can't say that I'm lying. You're not God. You didn't walk a year in that person's shoes that led up to that one decision, did you? Nope. You don't know that person's life story or what they've been through, do you? Nope. You never cared enough to understand it. So that first gear of judgment, that's just you looking like an asshole. A lot of Christians stay in first gear when it comes to judgment. Sorry, not sorry. So second gear of judgment is understanding what the fuck judgment is in the first place. It's opinion. It's fucking opinion. Judgment is nothing more than opinion if it's in second gear. First gear, you don't even realize that your opinion is someone else's. But second gear, you realize that your opinion is just an opinion. And your opinion in second gear is fucking worthless. So now we're going to go to third gear of judgment. You're like, Jesus Christ. All right, but look, bro, this is where it gets interesting. Judgment upon yourself. You go, what? Well, at some point, after you shift out of first and second gear, when you're not just holier than thou and everybody around you is just fucking heathen, and then you shift into second gear where you realize that's your opinion, but other people don't agree with you on some things. Like they have an opinion that that's good and you think it's fucking bad, but you at least recognize now that other people have a different opinion than you, a different judgment than you about people, places, things. That's second gear. Third gear, when you get into third gear, you start understanding that the very concept of what they're doing reflects with you. This is when you reconnect with yourself. I believe that the only problems in the world, remember, are just that we're disconnected from ourselves. And judgment, right now, judgment's being used as a negative and a way to fearmonger. But that's not how I see judgment. So we're in third gear now. And you're understanding that, well, maybe, just maybe, some of these things you don't like, you can fix them in yourself. Can't fix them nobody else. Can't. You can maybe fix them in yourself. You can maybe work on yourself. And I mean, not all the way, because you're still pretty good, but now you're judging yourself. I love this game. This game of using words. So you're in third gear. Third gear is good for like dirt roads. It's good for dirt roads. But you're still judging other people, and you're using judging other people, if you look at it the right way, to find things within yourself that you should probably fix. You see how weird that is? How the weird dynamics started when we got into third gear? And that's a really hard one to get into, to get from second to third gear. To start accepting the things you find wrong within yourself. You either want to fix them or you don't. It's real straightforward. It's real simple, but it's all judgment. And I'm going to tie the other words into it. But first, we just need to lay the foundation, the skeleton, as it were. Fourth gear. Fourth gear is when you, how do I put this? Fourth gear is when you make a conscious decision to change your judgment. Fourth gear is where you can get out on the highway with it. The fourth gear requires you doing mass amounts of shadow work. If you're an addict, doing the 12 steps. If you're doing psychology, it's about acceptance and taking accountability. There's, no matter which frame of mind you choose to use to approach this, fourth gear is only judging people for things you're not doing anymore. And you go, well, you're judging people. No, listen, save it for Oprah. She might listen to your poor me story. I won't. In fourth gear gives you the power to drive the car because now you know what you were doing wrong. For the most part, we're always doing things wrong. There's always is a constant cycle. It's not like you finish this course and you're done. Like you have to do it all the time. It's really easy from new input to get new experiences that can lead to the same old results that you didn't want. And if you're not in fourth gear, judging the world around you based on where you don't want to go anymore. You get it? When you get on the highway, you're headed somewhere. You're not kicking on the dirt roads in the county that you grew up in. You got out on the highway in fourth gear. And to get out on the highway, you got to decide what you want to go see. It's pretty straightforward, right? I've decided that I want to get going. Where do I go? I don't know, but I'm not going there and I'm not going over there and I'm not going that direction and I'm not going to those actions anymore. I'm done. I don't even know where I'm going, but I have this firm judgment on the actions and words and people and places and things that I put in my life, and they all need to go in the review mirror. So now we're in fourth gear in judgment. You notice how there's no people involved in that, not even yourself anymore? There's acceptance in what you did, and then there's the acceptance that you wish to change it. So you pop it into fourth gear. And now through that judgment of old self, you can create a new self. Which means you can remove any bad habits you don't want. You can remove people you don't need in your life. It doesn't matter what it is. Once you get on the highway, the only requirement is to remember that all those things in your review mirror are not the direction you're headed. Fourth gear is wild because, like, you got all these strings attached to stuff off the back of your car. And they keep making noises like cans and whistles and bottles and all this shit that you're just dragging behind your car in fourth gear. And eventually, as you start to speed up, you crank it into fifth gear of judgment, you lose all that shit off your bumper. You ever heard the expression fake it till you make it? You know what that expression really should be? Practice for 61 days, and if you hate it, practice another 61 days, and if you only kind of dislike it, practice it another 61 days, and you might find some benefit from it, and then practice it 61 more days again. Pretty straightforward, huh? See, I believe that we can feel however we want. I think that some thoughts are self-destructive. I think that a lot of thought processes and the way we want to deal with things and the way we want to judge other people can really show you who you are and where you're at in your discernment of life. No one else can tell you. You don't have to tell anybody about it to understand it, but you can look at it and see where you're at in judgment, because you know what fifth gear judgment is? Acceptance. These are all the things that I've experienced that I didn't like. And so I've moved on and trying to do new things. And some of them I won't like and I'll get rid of them. And some things I'll like and I'll continue forward with. But I accepted why I did that. The hurts, it takes some self work. You guys got to really work on your healing. Like, this isn't easy. But once you accept the things that you did wrong and you understand the thoughts and the behavior patterns and everything else that you yourself and only you know should probably change, then when you're driving your car in fifth gear down the highway, you can see other cars. This highway's got 5 styles of cars on it. Each one of those cars only has so many gears in it. Some of them are only one geared cars, some are two geared cars. There's a few third gears, there's very few fourth gears. And you can sure the fuck tell when somebody else is in fifth gear with judgment because they don't judge you. They see you exactly as you are, doing the very best you can, exactly to how much knowledge you have based on your own life experience that they can never understand. And in driving the car like that, you go around car wrecks and slow cars really easy. It makes it very easy to drive down the highway. This idea of not judging things or leaving judgment. Sometimes judgment's used as an action, like I'm going to judge you. Sometimes judgment is this, I'm not going to be around that person, right? There's this huge sliding scale with it, and it's all based on self healing. If your form of judgment is to, the Bible told me to cast you out, and that's your form of judgment, you're in first gear. Don't you think probably if God exists, and I'm not saying if he does or he doesn't, or if this thing's planned or not, even though there's a lot of scientific data that shows the action reaction is absolute. If we're all here and we can learn to interact with people without judging them, if we can just accept people for who they are and then work together to just build a better life, you show me where my logic is off on this conversation. See, the thing is the idea of judgment is something we do to ourselves. No one else can judge us. You know how I know? What about all those dirty little secrets in your closet that no one knows about? World ain't ended yet, right? That's because opinion is the fear. Judgment of opinion. You already knew you did something wrong. The only thing you're scared of, the only fear is that you're going to get caught or someone's going to tell on you or somehow it's not going to work out in your favor. You're not going to get all the things that you wanted in life. That's how you catch wolves. If you meet a person and they always know the newest dirt, they always got the newest gossip, they always have a very strong opinion of what somebody else is doing in their life, that's a wolf. It's a form of narcissism. They make themselves feel better by projecting onto other people and then watching other people get judged for their own shit and then feeling better because instead of them being judged for it, someone else is being judged for it. And the only fear they have is the judgment that they cast on someone else is actually going to be seen as a reflection of themselves and who they really are. Somebody that's always talking bad about people, they're doing a lot of bad and they're telling you that they're doing this. Judgment is the communication with which we know whether or not people love or hate. It's not even a question. It's not even hard to discern. Like, what's the intent? I've had lots of people warn me about other people. A few of those people just wanted to see me safe, but most of those people just wanted to start shit with somebody else or had a previous vendetta I had nothing to know about. So when someone gives me new information about another person, if I didn't seek it, if they volunteer it, I'm already leery. If they're already going out of their way to try to educate me about something that probably wasn't even part of my life, I don't even care. Like, there's a million people like that. Why should I care that that one person, I don't know, shaves their head? You know how dumb that is? But it's the intent. It's it's the poor me or the can you believe this person? Like, healed human beings don't go running around worrying how other people are. They interact with their own life based on what they're interacting with. Like, I deal with the life situations that I'm dealing with because they're in my life. If you come and tell me about another person and how terrible they are and all these other things, one, why are you such a fan? You know all that about some, as you put it, ugly, evil, awful person, number one. And number two, and I think this is most important, is why the fuck would you want to take up my time to explain to me that someone else is bad? Now, if you're a good friend of mine, we've been friends for years, and I know you're looking out for me, you say, hey, listen, I just want you to know a couple of things, you do what you want. Cool, thank you. The second you need to make it about making that conversation about me trying to feel a certain way about a person, place, or thing, the second you try to pull free will out of that conversation, you're a wolf. I need a new fucking wolf pelt. Judgment itself is a positive thing. Judgment is nothing more than creating into our lives things that previously we understood were good or bad. It's a sliding scale. It's not about what's good and what's bad. It's about what we think is the best for our life. And we judge that based on our understanding. So I just feel like the more you understand about it, the deeper the reason behind and the intent gets right. You see? Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't understand what I'm saying. Maybe you just showed up to judge me for my understanding of judgment. And now you're stuck thinking about something you didn't want to think about. See, the other side of this thing is like, I feel like I'm constantly calling people out. And not as like I want to call you out or I want you to be wrong or not. If you're acting like this, you could change. You could do better. I believe in you. I think you're absolutely 100% capable of anything, including healing. I think you already survived what it was you thought broke you. I think that you absolutely are thriving. You're just choosing to thrive in fucking pain and sorrow and anger. This doesn't mean nothing. I've been there. Sometimes I go there for the day just to visit like it's Disneyland. We all have our struggles in life. But I don't judge. I don't care. I don't care. There's certain things that I know are wrong, and I will stand against them no matter what. And if people feel judged for doing things that are destroying people, places, and things around them, if they feel judged about that, instead of going, you know what? I can't argue with your logic. I'm going to fix this right now. And then I don't want to hear from your stupid ass no more. Don't you ever come over here and fucking lecture me again. But you're right, and I'll go fucking deal with it. I even accept that as a positive response from people that fucking are irritated as fuck. That's fine. Hey, I get it. As long as you fix that one thing, or you're going to hear about it from me again. That form of judgment, when even if they fucking hate you, they know goddamn well you're right. It's how you don't cause fucking train wrecks in your life. You're right. My judgment's based on actual fact. And I have multiple case studies to back up what I'm saying. I only judge lies. I don't judge people, places, and things. I don't judge life decisions. I don't judge walks of life. It's not my place. But I judge lies. And if I can logically show you how something works better, and you still go tell a bunch of people that your way is better, then you're a fucking liar. And I'm going to say something about it. I'm going to call you a liar. And all the things that you may be afraid of, I know that if you're a wolf, the worst thing I can do to you out of love, because remember, if it's not in the love category, I don't fucking do it and I don't care. Whooping your ass is considered hard love, whether you like it or not. It is what it is, and it is what it isn't. But if your actions and your words are self destructive, and I love you, having never met you, but I love you because you're a human being. I'm a human being. We're fucking humans. We're all that we got. If you're a liar, I'm going to call you a liar. And it doesn't matter how outrageous, how outlandish, or how long it takes. If I said it, I fucking said it. And that was the truth of it as I saw it. And if no one ever presented me facts that it wasn't true, then how you feel about what you consider me judging you for, you shouldn't have lied. You shouldn't have lied. If you'd have just been honest, I would have accepted your shitty behavior. If you would have just been honest, I'd accept your cheating and lying and manipulation. And I'm not specifically talking about a person. I know it kind of sounded like I went that direction, but those are the things that people lie about. In my humble opinion, on my philosophy page, based on my life experience of accepting people I shouldn't have accepted into my life, having the mentality that everybody could get better and could be better no matter what. I hold that mentality, but I was stuck in fourth gear for a long time because I was allowing that behavior in my life. Even if I wasn't the one doing it, I allowed it around me. It was part of the conversation. It was the people and the places and the things that I knew better, but I'm in fourth gear. And I don't care what anybody's doing. And I'm sad that that person's drinking over there. And I'm sad those people are doing that over there. And like, but I'm not judging them. When I kicked it into fifth gear, when judgment became speak truth in all fucking conversations, period. When judgment became stand firm in the truths that you have gained through much pain and sacrifice. That's how I kicked it into fifth gear. That's why even if you've been judging yourself based on some of my words, none of my words have been based to judge you. That's why this is a philosophy page. It's an open thought forum. Feel free to leave whatever comments you want. I used to think a lot of people hadn't tuned in yet. Take a look at the downloads of the videos. Might not have a lot of views, but somebody's sure watching. And the end result of that is you must understand you can only judge yourself. Only. You have to decide based on that self-judgment who you are. I'm an asshole. I love myself. And in embracing myself and being true to myself by just being honest about myself to other people, well, I think I have the right to judge. And every lie I hear, I judge it. And every time I hear something that doesn't logically make sense and is a bunch of shit, I call it shit. And every time someone's got shit on their shoes, I tell them, hey, look, you got shit on your shoes. And I don't know where everybody got so fucking sensitive that they started acting like the shoes couldn't be taken off the feet. It's really weird to think that you couldn't go get a hose and get the dog shit off your shoes. It's really weird you'd make it a me problem that I'm the one that told you you were literally standing in a pile of dog shit. It's really weird that you say that's judgment.